Hi there, and welcome to Unit 2 of your Human Nutrition class, where we do an overview on dietary recommendations and food policy. In this section, we're going to get set up for our completion of our diet analysis project, in particular by looking at something called the dietary reference intakes. So once you do your diet analysis project and you figure out, you ate X amount of this nutrient and Y amount of this other nutrient, how do you know if that's enough or too much or adequate, right? Is that inadequate? Is it adequate? Or is it excessive intake of a particular nutrient? Well, we need reference intakes to compare that to. So that's one of the things we're going to discuss. We're going to discuss RDAs, AIs, and upper limits, ULs, as well, as far as understanding that. We're also going to look at some different nutrition policy. We'll focus on Canadian nutrition policy and the Canadian Food Guide. I'll give you an overview of the 2019 update of the Canadian Food Guide, my favorite one to date. But also we'll contrast that with the American guidelines, as well as the Brazilian Food Guide and the BC First Nations Food Guide as well, to give us some different perspectives on how dietary recommendations are formed at more of the national and population level. And then the last thing we'll talk about this unit is a little bit more on food policy and the labeling of foods in Canada. So when there are certain health claims on nutrition labels, what are people allowed to say? What are they not allowed to say? And what can we garner from the various things that we might see on a food label, and how do you read a food label to begin with as well. So those are some of the things we're going to cover in this unit, and if you haven't already, I recommend starting your diet analysis project because the due date will be here before you know it. Enjoy this unit, and I'll see you in the next one.